Well, let's just think about this kind of logically here. So, obviously, Strawberry House, is positioned partially towards one side of the top of Grape House. So, logically, actually, the Octagon's got to be on top of Grape House, right? So, maybe we have to click specifically on the roof of Grape House. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. See?
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
That actually didn't take me too long to get. I worked that out quicker, which is kind of good. I can now go away and feel a little, at least a little smug with myself.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house?
Don't mind me, I'm just going to nibble on some of my biscuits.
If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
I'm guessing when you look through the window, right?
Learned? The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse.
Yeah, see? Thought so.
Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
I heard the funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon. What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that? Oh, we're getting a temporary recess. Looks like it, yeah. Let's try out suspended.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call mon ami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Mon ami is a serious Stu Fatley. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stu Fatley, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack, incorporating all three of these, would be... Ta-da! Stu Fatley! Huh? There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now! Mon ami is a serious Stu Fatley!
Well, what a nice little diversion that was. Oh yeah, definitely want to save that progress in slot number 29. Sip of tea whilst I'm at it.
Hello! I hope your day is well.
Indeed it is. I'm embarrassing myself with this trial so far, mon ami, but, I've got some rich tea biscuits here. I'm about to dip into my cup of tea, so I'm okay.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Indeed I won't.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Oh, sassy times again.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I've no idea if he's serious or not. God, that caught me halfway through dipping my biscuit into my tea.
Anyway, if the killer used the building's structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilised the building's structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilised the building's structure? Well, not that. Not that. Not that. Crushed by the elevator? If it's utilising the building structure, then maybe this makes sense. Oh. Oh no, wait, if he's crushed, he'd be underneath it, wouldn't he? What am I thinking? Oh no, falling. God damn it. God, the fucking sleepiness. This is embarrassing me spectacularly.
Crap!
Well, at least I've got, you know, full friggin', well, nearly full. Not health, but, you know, influence gauge. Right, let's try that again. Falling, not bloody crushing. Why did I even pick that?
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
Not necessarily pushed him. Sent him to sleep with the button on the back of his neck. And then... You remember there's all the wire, isn't there? One end's tied into a loop. So maybe they kind of hung him up somewhere. Something like that. Hung him from the pillar, maybe. I don't know. Okay, now there's ideas forming.
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Now hold on a minute, there's still a possibility we're not considering here.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Okay. When I button Nakane's account for Yahiko, contact elevator, strange feeling tower, blah blah blah. Could be something to do with this, maybe.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator,
This could be it.
they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
Aha, no, this could be it.
the other door won't open.
Moving object. So you send Nekomaru
Which
to
means
sleep.
the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
Got it. I think I've got it.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Yep, I think I've got it. I need to make it clear so I understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me. I've got it. I'm sure I've got
When the
it.
elevator is on, you can't go through the door.
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking they move the and made use of the.
Hold on. Did you forget? As long as there's a moving object.
Yeah, there we are.
No,
Do
that's
it.
wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Yes.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
But of course, Fuyuhiko's account tells us that Nekomaru was up at 5 AM. Was possibly heading, he might have been heading for the tower. And of course, if it was on Strawberry, because of course that would have been on the Strawberry House level, 4th level up. So of course, then that brings us back to what I was saying a moment ago. Maybe they hung him up from his leg or something.
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Yeah, you are a pest. Piss off. Or a way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru's still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Wire. Use that there wire, lad. There it is. It's right there. It's got to be that one, right? Yep.
If
have a
you
listen.
arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Nope.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No, let's not.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Ugh. Those eyes. If Nekomaru's inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in elevation? With the wire.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Wait, so which one am I
Isn't it about
targeting?
time we went over the pillar again?
I was thinking maybe it was go with that one.
Crap!
Oh, bollocks. We're back to this again.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Maybe I consent with
So you're telling us
Fuyuhiko.
all to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
So didn't I mention
What about the
possibility
oil
that
on the
maybe it was
floor?
tied to the doorknob?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No, really? What? You're talking about something to do with it, but I don't really know how. Stop saying things that don't make sense.
Crap!
Oh, God. It's one of these
If
ones
you
that's not
arrange it a
obvious.
certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went...
What about the oil on the
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
There we go.
I agree with that.
Yes, because use the wire to the doorknob. Okay, again, didn't take me too long.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
It's got to the point, really, this game now, where I'm just sort of trying to cling to my dignity. You know, it didn't take me too long to get that. Oh, dear.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
So that's why it pulled the doorknob out.
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
But does it explain the pillar falling over? Unless he crashed into the pillar and knocked it down. It's because he's a robot, he's pretty heavy.
That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
Oh dear.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
Yes. So of course that means So he's hung up there, right? The killer's hung him up. Yeah. So then the killer takes the elevator down to the grape house level and gets out there. And then presumably they break. Wait, no, which one did they break? Which elevator of the contact elevator control panel did they break? It was the Strawberry House one, wasn't it? I'm just thinking it. Did I get that right?
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Okay, you're gonna contradict. What's up, dude?
So
Need to
why did
remember,
they create
left mouse
a drop?
button.
There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
I think I know. Ah. Oh god, just knocked my microphone. Is it something to do... Something to do with his clock? Or his alarm, maybe? Actually, I haven't said that. Didn't say the alarm on his clock was set for 7:30, which would put it after the time he was found?
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
It's a good point. Very good point. Wire, tipped over pillar, using hammer, pillar frames. Clock's alarm tower, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. A long
Even
timer.
if they suspended Nekomaru from
shit.
a wire,
I didn't mean to do that.
how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
Oh, I'm out of blows because I messed them up. I agree with what Kazuichi is wondering. Seems certain the difference in elevation. Yeah, you'd find the answer in counter.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Oh, I'm out of freaking things again. What the hell? Oh, it's still advancing.
Doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on it. Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words.
Okay, so it is that, but wasn't that set to 7:30 or something, or?
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
Maybe it'll explain it.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
Yes, indeed you would.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
Yes, they were.
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
Under his weight, yeah.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power. Oh! Arr, with a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But maybe he weakened it then. Okay. Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. Go! Arr, wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. Ah. Arr, if that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said.
What?
I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Yes, you are. Now go away.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Oh dear.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this. So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Yeah, so he's saying he crashed into the pillar and took that down on his way down. Or it doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I think of that happened to him was he collided with the pillar.
I see!
Cola came out of his eyes. You see that option?
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Let's just check this in the truth bullets, the alarm stuff. Because I can't remember exactly what it was. 5:30 a.m, alarm of wall clock started going off. Right, so he said it was... Fuyuhiko just said it was meant for 7:30 a.m. Over here it says 5:30 a.m. is when it actually went off. So what about this one? Clock's arms stopped at around 7:30. Alarm was set to 7:30 as well. Huh, okay. So hold on, let me just look at this again. Automatically adjust itself. Basically it's measured precise, can't be tampered with. Automatically adjust itself if its time is off. They'll explain it probably.
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible.
Okay, why not?
Cause
Why is
even
it
though I
even?
slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Oh, God, that's spinning. Alright, this could be a tough one, this, I'm not sure. Alright, so those are the clues. Okay.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Right.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
That could be one we have to contradict. Right. Where is it? Clock's alarm timer. The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 AM, but we discovered his body before 7 AM. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction. Right.
We
So I
headed
think
for
we use
Great Tower
this.
before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7.
Nekomaru died.
His time of death, one of those must.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No. Wasn't that the clue that says it couldn't be tampered with? Hold on. Or was it the different one? Wait. Wall clock. What's alarm timer? Oh. No, that's not the one. It was this one, wasn't it? Oh, bollocks. Damn it, I was confusing it with this clue. Damn it.
Damn it!
Okay. Right, let's just try that again.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Oh no, it is the radio clock one
Before
there.
7
Okay, hold on.
a.m.,
Oh, wait.
The alarm inside was set
I've got it
for
right.
7.
Nekomaru
I was just
died.
using
His
the wrong
time of
clue.
death, one of those must be an.
The killer probably did. They probably messed with the clock inside.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
I just confused the clues. I had it right, just the wrong
No, the
truth
clock
bullet.
inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
So it was after 7.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding.
You relent easily for Sonia, don't you?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There'd be no mistake that something was done, but what was it? The wall clock, maybe? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think if I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Is it logic dive time? It is. You can tell when the music comes on. So it might be something to do with the wall clock, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Dive start. This mechanic is really basic, but I kinda like it. You got to pay attention, Red. Don't get distracted, otherwise you're going to end up friggin' missing, falling off and losing life and God knows what else, and then you'll embarrass yourself. Which, you know, I mean, I've kind of already done that in this episode, but never mind. Yay, skiing, snowboarding even. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Time, oh god, there's three possibilities. Time in the building, who the killer is, where the murder happened. So, the time in the building down the red passageway? Yeah. So maybe it genuinely wasn't 7 when it happened. Because we've been trapped in here for so long that we've lost track of time, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case. Oof, that jump, there we are. Pro snowboarding move. I'm full of them. So, you know, I've totally been snowboarding before in my time. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? Nekomaru's radio clock? The building's clocks? I think it's the building's clocks. Possibly. Like the one where the alarm went off in, yeah, in the Strawberry House is correct, yeah. Because the path stretches on. Right. Okay, see how this is. Whoop, there we are. Oh, watch out for those things. Oh, hey, slow down, slow down, slow down. So we can get through it. There we are. Slow and steady wins the race. And all. Oops, I forgot to jump. I got through that area and then I fucked up. Classic Red. Classic Red. Yay, boy. There we are. Go. Go, Hajime. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Strawberry House. Because that's where it went off. Oh, wait, no. Or maybe it was both. No, no, it was... Crap, it was both of them, wasn't it? What am I thinking? No. I'm getting myself confused. It's the red, it's both. Because, of course, obviously, if Sonia thought it was 7, then that suggests something was wrong there. Come on, Red, stop goofing it. Here we are. Nice.
It's all coming together.
Note to self, do not
You said
attempt
you checked all the
trials.
clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Do not attempt trials in the future when I'm all sleepy.
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
By a couple of hours. She's right, that's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time is off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Go and get gas from my tea coming up my throat. Oh, that was a strange argument, wasn't it? Strange argument? Strange sounding. Good lord. Let's see now. It's possibly Fuyuhiko's account, this, I'm thinking.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
That.
It would have been a great clue.
Hold on.
Or his scream.
It's Akane's account, isn't it, that we need here?
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
I think I know what to do.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
But how much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How would I even figure that out? Well, we did hear the sound, didn't we? Akane heard it, and that was about 5:30 in the morning.
If the time in the building, then we can only rely. The time of was clearly 7.
The problem is, what time in our time?
Are there any clues that if only I heard the sound when he fell?
Sorry, consent with
agree with
Sonya.
that.
There we are. Not consent with Akane. There we are.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Damn. Must have been pretty loud if you thought it was a freaking earthquake.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonya?
Sonya.
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I think bring in Akane's account.
I heard
yeah.
that sound
Yeah.
probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
Or if that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
Presumably to throw us off.
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Oh. Okay. See? I'll lure out only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is massage time. Well, is clock's alarm or Monokuma Tai Chi? It's seriously not the rumbling noise. I don't even know what massage time is. There's something about it. Wait. No, wait a... Wasn't... Hold on a second. No. Wait a minute. Hasn't Nekomaru mentioned massage time before? No. No. I clicked it because why not? Alright. So... It's, what's alarm? No, it's, Tai Chi then, right.
Damn it!
I'm not even thinking anymore, I'm just sort of clicking random things. I'm not going to get a frigging good score at the end of this.
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
Right, but if Nekomaru has a clock that you can't interfere with, then surely he'd know it's 5 or something, right?
But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru.
Okay. Oh god, yeah, because I'm looking at it completely the wrong way, that's why. Okay, I'm looking at it from the sense that 5:30 was the right time. No, it's not. 7:30 was the right time. We're just out by 2 hours. Okay, yeah, god, Jesus Christ. Oh, my brain. Not working today, are you?
His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Of course, you can't tamper with his clock, so that's the right one. Come on, Red. What's with me today? Why am I so just off my game?
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
It was actually 7.
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
So it was actually 7, not 5.
And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi! But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped. I see. There's always something that someone said. At the time you don't pick up on it, but then it turns out, boom, it's a big clue in the trial.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's... well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Arr.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
Okay, then so... let's just think about this. I mean, Fuyahiko, we know he's awake at that time, and he sees Nekomaru leaving. So... that discounts him? As a suspect, then, I guess?
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Well, obviously the clock in the lounge went off, didn't it? Okay. And obviously Fuyahiko was there to try and stop it. Kazuichi and Gundam appeared, so they can kind of testify that Fuyahiko was here in the lounge then.
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Well, Nagito?
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Alright, so whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Are we referring to Nagito? Because he apparently didn't hear the alarm?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
What does that mean?
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
Oh?
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Okay, so you're in the same boat as Sonia, you're claiming. Alright, he couldn't.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
I mean, didn't Nagito get the kind of best of the rooms? The best suite? And didn't Sonia also get the best suite? So what if the walls are just soundproofed or something? I don't know.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Yeah, I think you also had one of the best rooms. Arr!
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
You all had the best rooms, right? Am I on the right lines here? Are the only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki? The secret is what these three have in common? Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? What were the rooms called? Because there's the crummy rooms. Luxury room, was that it? I can't remember the exact term. No, shit, what was it again? I need to check. 1 second, everybody. Okay, deluxe room, that's what they were called. I just completely forgot. Just get rid of that. Oh shit, I didn't mean to left click that was the wrong button. Right, E, there we go. Ah, there we go. Oof, that was close. I need to get rid of that, ideally. But, there we go. Delu. That bad boy. Get rid of that one. Ah, here we go. Now we need an E. Give me an E, folks. Right, now for an S, maybe? For sweet. Wait, is it not? Deluxe. Shit. Deluxe. Wait. That's not a room, is it? Oh no, it is. Oh, deluxe rooms. I'm an idiot. Okay, oh god, there's a lot of them flying around here. Yikes. Give me that, Oh, careful. Let's get rid of that. S. There we go, deluxe rooms.
I got it!
There we go.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof. There you go. Yes. There we go, so that's why I didn't hear
The
it.
reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
This is the point, Hajime, where you turn around and tell him to shut the fuck up. But of course you're not going to do that, because Danganronpa, well, certainly in similar vein to Makoto Naegi, you do sometimes have a lack of balls.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec! Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Wait, what? 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 Hold on a minute, hold on a sec. What? The rooms are an important way of figuring out who the killer is? So it's not someone in the deluxe rooms, right? Let's just piece all the information together before you just throw me in like that. So, if it's not the people in the deluxe rooms, because they have the explanation of they couldn't hear anything anyway, so that takes Sonia, Chiaki and Nagito out of the question. Okay, that's those three. Obviously it's not Hajime, we know that much. So that's four of them down. Then of course there's the thing with Fuyuhiko, Kazuichi and Gundam. They were in they were in the lounge of Grape House, so they were together. So that leaves Akane? So it's Akane then, right. But really? Akane? She was his friend, though. No. What? Wait, what?
Crap!
Deluxe room should be the clue. Hold on, which rooms was everyone in? Hold on a minute. Because there's two deluxe rooms on each floor. Nagito's in... Right, hold on. Who... Oh, crap. The deluxe rooms in Strawberry House. Nagito was one of them. Who was in the other one? I've forgotten completely. Was it... It wasn't Fuyuhiko. He was in the crummy one. Or one of the crummy ones. And I don't think it was Kazuichi. So that would mean Gundam? I think.
You're the only one!
Okay. Right.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
So, was it Gundam?
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
Yeah. Because if he was in a deluxe room, he would not have heard that, suggesting he was awake.
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Good question.
Now that you mention it...
Right.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to
Yeah.
the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
So you're saying that because Fuyuhiko was in the lounge, so assuming Gundam did do it, obviously he'd need to slip back to his room, but he couldn't slip back to his room because Fuyuhiko was there. Fuyuhiko would have seen him, right?
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right?
Is it me, or is it in this image here? Are Gundam's arms kind of out of proportion? Is that just me?
If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
Oh man, I'm dreading the manga strip sequence at the end of this. Because this has been quite a brain-twisting trial this has, what with the structure of the funhouse, and all the twists and turns, putting all that together into a visual representation. I'm dreading it. And again, actually, it's not been too difficult, the manga strip sequences in this game.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
G'day mates, hey, what are you doing? Oh hi, this raucous is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. G'day mates, don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
You saying that your animals heard it and alerted you?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that how it works?
Is that your argument?
My thoughts exactly.
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
Uh-oh. Is the facade broken?
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm.
What bathroom? Well, I suppose actually there's the toilets downstairs, isn't there? That we've never been able to go. I forgot about those.
That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime,
Something sassy inbound here.
this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Right?
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
What did you read in those files?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
Does he have one?
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Okay, I'm going to jump cut again because I want to go and get another cup of tea. 1 second, all. And here I am, back again with my fresh cup of tea. No rich tea biscuits this time, though. So no gross mastication sounds in the background. Go on, Gundam, you got anything to say?
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor.
Are you going to ask how, therefore, you would have got back to Strawberry House? Is that what you're going to say?
From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Through the octagon, I'm assuming.
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, there is a certain path that Nagito took.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Alright, that's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Okay, here we go. Is it, good night button, Fujiko, wall clock, contact, what's on time, radio clock, broken door knob. None of them seem to correspond to anything, so maybe I have to lift a statement here.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's wrong.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
Yeah.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
That's not true.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
That's it. Secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
No, we're not done here yet, mate. Contradiction. Yep. Because it's got to be that passage through the octagon.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Got it.
No, that's wrong!
That was a straightforward one. Yeah.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nagito, it's your time to shine again, my son. Where are you? There you are, doing your sassy pose.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Here he is. Oh, Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House.
Yep, it's
Isn't
all
that
coming
right?
together.
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off.
Oh, shut up.
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
So how did... So where does the trapdoor come out? Does it just come out in the ceiling of this? So I mean, getting down would be easy, but getting back up again, would you have to climb on the furniture or something?
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Jesus. Alright, this one again.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
Hammer. And possibly the wire as well. Suggests, you know, you've been... Well, the killer knew about it because that's where they would have come from the Octagon.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry! You wouldn't like me when I'm angry!
Here we go, folks. I think I know what it's going to be. Wire. Look, no, it's the wire then, because that's what's come from the Octagon.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist,
Yeah.
you could travel through multiple planes.
Oh god, that's...
Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how
Wormhole, eh?
frail, I say!
Yeah, god.
Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Oh shit. Oh god, he's pushing back.
I can't back down!
Crossroads. What do I do here? I do this, don't I? Yeah! Yes. Oof, that was nasty.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blood, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Oh crap, I was supposed to do the... Try providing the evidence. Okay, yeah, I was a bit confused by that when he said it, from what he said at first. Let's try that again. Yeah, I've got
Know
it.
the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
There we go,
Allow
got
me
him.
to cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon. And the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Uh-oh. Is it falling apart for you now?
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act, so I'm going to end this right now.
You are?
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point.
I didn't click anything.
Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup
It's doing it
point.
automatically.
So we tried going over to Strawberry Tower.
Okay.
Just like we
No
did
manga
when
strip.
we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious
My fears,
we'd attempt that.
didn't need to worry about them.
At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
You don't interrupt Nagito when he's summarizing a case.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting it.
Oh, no.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
That's what you're going to quibble over?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
You shouldn't even understand that.
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
Yeah, he's going a bit mad.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Is that where the hammer comes in? You can sort of reach around him and pull it back.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
There's just another possibility that's just sprung into my mind. It's a bit crazy, but we have had some far-fetched things in these trials. He does have 4 hamsters. And, no. I was going to say, what if he used the hamsters to... threw the hamsters onto Nekomaru and got one of them to press it? Could... Oh, you see, on the one level, it sounds so far-fetched, and yet with some of the things we've had in these trials so far, I honestly would not be surprised if that's actually where it's going.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
Or I guess you really don't want to admit it. And just as you requested, I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Okay, it's the mechanic of the beats thing. Panic talk, that's it. I need to remember the controls here.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
That's it. Yeah.
Wither!
Oh god, it's getting faster.
Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver!
Yeah. God, it's getting faster and faster.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
Yeah, God.
Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you!
We are getting him down,
For the
though.
Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire!
Okay,
Nekomaru's back! Do
S,
you really think I can get behind
D,
him so easily?
W. Oh shit. I've completely messed that up. Bollocks. Wrong way. Oh god. Just do it, guys. Okay, right.
Nekomaru's back!
The
Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
Dark Davers. It is actually what I thought it was. See, I told ya. Sounds
Even if you
far-fetched.
didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
Sounds far-fetched, but you can't discount it on that basis.
As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Did we? What did we see? Oh. He actually got a hamster to press a button, didn't he? Okay, emissary of evil. In accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Be us through, Supernova Silver Fox Sandy. And it pressed the button. Alright, press the button. Truly, this is the Skyline Lamentation art of the Demon Mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue,
Oh my god, he did use a hamster, didn't he?
one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
He did, didn't he? Wow, I forgot about that as well.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
Awkward for you, eh, princess?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Aww. I thought I got out of this. Well, never mind. Right, let's see what we got. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? What do we got here? Fuyuhiko can't sleep. Wrapping the chain around the doorknob. Doorknob came off. Nekomaru wakes up. Does he need to sleep? There's a huge hammer. Okay. Who's in the lounge since early morning? Fuyuhiko. There we go. What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? Well, he thought it was 5. It's actually 7. So what the heck is Nekomaru doing there? Okay. Nekomaru's weakness is his button. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet was wrapped around the doorknob, of course. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? Don't think I have anything there. What was the fake weapon left at tower? This thing. There we go. Who gathered at the lounge? We don't have anything there. Why did Nekomaru fall? Well, doorknob came off. There we go. Stuck 2. What's this? Who heard the rumbling noise? Well, Kane did. What have we got? Hamster pressed it. Alarm set for 5:30 AM. It's 5 AM right now. Nekomaru dangling midair. Wrap the wire around Nekomaru's feet, and alarm set for 5:30. It's 2:40 AM right now. Who gathered at the lounge? Let's see now. Destroyed what? After leaving the tower. Wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. That's that. That's one thing. There we go. Hamster goes there. Nice. What do we got down here? What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? Not that time. There we go. That goes there. Yes. Oh, I thought I got out of this, but never mind. Who set the lounge clock alarm? Does that go up there then, maybe? Yes. Okay, stock 3. Right. What have we got that's still missing? This one. Wire wrapped around his feet, attached to the doorknob, which is hamster murder, kiss the pillar, damn it, meet up, destroyed, hamster murder. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? It was the, this one. There we go. Who gathered at the lounge? These 3. We're getting there. Last stock. Who heard the rumbling noise? Oh no, wait, that's the same as that one. What am I doing? Akane heard it. Oh yeah, because Hajime heard it as well. There we go. Silly me. Silly old Red. Wire wrapped around his feet was wrapped around the doorknob. Done.
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 AM. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 AM, but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 AM. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 AM so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, They used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire.
Normally I would just stay silent during these things, but this is where this is where I was saying before. Are you seriously telling me? Because you can look from that angle, it looks like you can see, you can see Nekomaru's body hanging. So surely you'd be able to see the doorknob that he's hanging from, and the door itself. So nobody really saw that the first time we entered this fun house. Nobody saw that there's a door higher up the wall.
The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
There we are. The power of hamsters, everybody.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Oh, thank you, Supreme Overlord.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure vote for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Well, there we have it. What's my grade gonna be? After I fluffed up so much of that trial. B? Wow. I'll take it. I was expecting something a bit lower than that, but never mind. Oh man.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever!
What's up?
Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
His voice. I bit my tongue. Wow. Such kind of hilarious that was. Oh, well there we go. Oof, that was a big trial that. Definitely splitting that over a couple of episodes at least. Ooh. quite an interesting one, though, in spite of the fact I fluffed up some areas. But with the whole thing about, you know, the structure of the building. Now, how am I going to do a Monokuma voice that sounds like he's bitten his tongue? Ugh! It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results...
Yahoo!
You guys were correct once again! Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement! That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse.
Yaha!
I'm just going to go back to his normal voice. Was Gundam Tanaka!
Nice!
Yeah, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident's over. We can't finish it until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Oh, hi, why do you want to talk to one who's lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say anything.
Listen well!
Is what I would like to say, but for honour's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct.
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Oh, Kai, if he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final date room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. I devised a killing plan utilising that there secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. I offered him a bowl of haggis, but he wouldn't take it. Or a deep-fried Mars bar. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent, and instantly understood the situation. Okay, and we had ourselves a stare down. Well, like a pair of cats. Oh dear. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. Maybe I should give Gundam a cat voice instead. Meow, he couldn't run away, or even call for help. No, we'll stick with the Scottish voice. Okay, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risks life and death, dear fellow.
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
Oh. So it could have very easily been Nekomaru who was found guilty of the murder of Gundam Tanaka, not this way round, you're saying? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that.
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might!
Wow.
I won't go easy on you! Don't even think about holding back! Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics! Give me everything you got!
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
I just like to think that they're doing a sort of, you know, a cat-style stare down. Oh dear.
That is...
Why Why did you fight Sweet Gundam and Sweet Nekomaru? We're all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. Okay, I will not argue. I've no intention of forcing my values upon you, sweet princess.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you just wait until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. G'day mates, wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Okay, ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? No, not quite cannibalism, Chiaki, but...
Fine.
Well, actually, I suppose, yes, the term originally comes from cannibalism, I guess, but he's using it in more of a metaphorical sense as well here. In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well!
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fibre of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
You saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But
it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I don't intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all, that is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagato, I only did it once, but... compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that... Well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Arr, Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka!
Just who do you think I am? I'm Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Or is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Come on, Akuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, got it. I prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait.
This is just too much.
I beg of you.
Yeah, you have a thing for him. I thought you had a thing for me. Sonia, what happened? Me and you were going to go back to your kingdom of Novosellic. Hajime, I was going to be your king at your side. You forgot that? Please, Monokuma, please help Sweet Gundam.
Huh?
G'day, mates, Miss Sonia.
I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Okay, Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Okay, yes, I do not mind, however.
What is it, my 4 dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction, that is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
I mean, you know, he's got balls. We'll give him that.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh boy. What'll it be? I'll be quiet. Well, that was cartoonish and yet weirdly emotional at the same time. Oh dear. Wow. Stampeded to death. Poor little hamsters. Gundam! No! There you go. Just like, I don't give a shit. Or even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. I will admit, you know, of the various characters in this, Gundam I did actually kind of like, just because of how outlandish he was. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it! I'm so pissed off, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spend so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Why am I so weak?
Oh.
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still got to do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. Arr. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. Arr.
Hey!
So how long are you guys just going to stand around chattering? Wow, that was... Sorry, I couldn't control the volume of my voice for a second there. The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
G'day mates, hold on a sec. That mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Hey, Louis, she's certainly something else. Well, seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then let's do our best again. Aye, you're right. Oof. Man. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Who? Oh. Old Nagito boy. Well, we're going to have to wait, you know, that's going to have to... Bloody hell. Yeah, it's time for me to wrap up. I need to, because I've been fluffing my lines and everything, and fluffing the trial a lot as well. Jeez, well, we won't talk about that. Anyway, yes, so there we go, everybody. I'm going to wrap up here. This was another episode of Danganronpa 2. Obviously, you know, the way I'm going to split this, I don't know specifically what episode number this will be. Could be 35... maybe even 36, depending on how long the recorded footage is. We'll see. Yeah. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. And in the next episode, we'll find out what on earth Nagito's planning. Maybe. So, if you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links below, of course. Also below, you'll find a link to my Propagandist channel, where I do a lot of anime-related content. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can go check it out. In the meantime, of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And share it with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever social media pages you may be signed up to. But in the meantime, I'm going to go now and start, you know, preheating my oven to get some food, because I'm kind of hungry. Goodbye, everyone. Come on, keep moving, please. There's ice there. Got him. Right, let's get past some cars there so I can get across to where that gold tooth is. That's good. Past the fence, causing lag, of course. So yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, everybody. Because that's the thing about this game, Alice. In many ways, kind of like my So You're Being Hunted series, these Alice episodes, because, you know, they typically tend to be quite long, and the gameplay is, you know, fairly repetitive at times, with a lot of platforming, solving puzzles, things like that. It's nice to have a bit of a conversation, and, you know, turn these episodes almost into kind of like a podcast sort of style, so to speak. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, right, a little bit of a checkpoint here, so what's the deal?